What's going on, fight fans? On today's video, I'm going to do a prediction and breakdown of the UFC 269 Oliveira versus Poirier this Sunday at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Man, what a card. To end the year on a high, this is incredible. Guys, if I can encourage you, get around this, buy your tickets, watch this, because this is a card that you do not want to miss. The main card will be starting at 2 p.m, but we'll get right into the video and we'll break down each fight and my predictions in terms of the fight as well. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to get right into it. And if you guys are gambling this week, just make sure you gamble responsibly. Last thing I want to do is, do anything stupid. So we're going to get right into the bantamweight. This is a good one. We got Sean O'Malley versus Poirier, which is the Brazilian versus the American. Now, you look at Poirier, who's had 21 wins, 3 losses, and 0 draws, to Sean O'Malley, 14 wins and only 1 loss, which was unfortunate. These two fighters, we all know what Sean O'Malley is going to do. He shows up, and that's one thing that I do like about Sean O'Malley, is that the way he takes his time, the way he downloads information as a fighter, and he stands. He switches between southpaw and orthodox, which is something as a good skill set to have. You see his kicks, you see his punches, you see his reach. I mean, who would not want to be picking Sean O'Malley in this fight? He's been fighting incredibly in his last few fights. He's been able to knock out his opponents. He's a machine. And we look at Poirier, who in his last previous fight versus Kaka France, that was another interesting fight, and they're both young fighters coming up in the UFC, and I think Poirier, he fights very similar to Sean O'Malley, but the pressure, he doesn't have the tank as Sean O'Malley. Poirier likes to throw 1s and 2s and a few legs kicks, and he might take you down the ground. Where Sean O'Malley, he's switching it up. He's waiting for the opponent to come to him. He downloads information. He's in and out. He throws 2s. Sometimes this backstand kick to the head as well, which is you've seen in the fights. So this one, I'm believing hands down 100% Sean O'Malley to win this. This is going to be an easy fight for him. The next fight we're going to get into is flyweight. Now, Cody Garbrandt and Kaka France. Kaka France, 22 wins, 9 losses, 0 draws. To Cody Garbrandt, 12 wins, 4 losses, and 0 draws. Now, Cody Garbrandt, he's been on and off recently, and there's many reasons for that. I think at one stage he missed weight. I also know that he had a child, which is totally understandable. As a father, you're going to be present. So, he's been on the backbone a bit in terms of the shadows and training, and he's been getting in the ring here and there, and he's had an incredible knockout against an opponent, which sealed the win for him. You look at these two fighters, they're both orthodox. Kaka France has definitely got the reach advantage. Kaka France, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but I think when he's on the backbone and feeling the pressure a bit, he crumbles. He definitely crumbles. I think he's been at a stage where he takes so many blows and he just gets confused by what to do. I think Cody Garbrandt, if you look at this, Cody Garbrandt is a much more faster opponent. He's got good stance, good knockout power. And I feel this can go both ways, to be honest. You got Kaka France, who's able to stand as well. Kaka France is a good all-rounder fighter, but I think the one who's going to get across the line is definitely Cody Garbrandt. And the reason why I say that is because you look at his percentage rating in terms of takedowns, it is far more better than Kaka France. Kaka France is still an upcoming fighter. And you look at the names too. I think it really comes down to the experience. You look at the wrestling background as well, and I think Cody Garbrandt, being an American, they specialize in this stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if this does go to the ground. due to the pressure of Cody Garbrandt putting on Kaka France. Kaka France will then take him to the ground, wrestle with him for a bit, and I think overall Cody Garbrandt, with the power and the speed and the strength that he has, he'll be able to get the job done hands down. I wouldn't be surprised if in round 2 he knocks out Kaka France. So that's definitely one to watch. Very hard to bet on, but I would say my pick is definitely Cody Garbrandt. Now, into the co-main event. Now, it's women's bantamweight, and this is for the title fight, okay? You look at Amanda Nunes versus Penna. You know, don't get me wrong, Amanda Nunes has been around for a long time, okay? And the amount of fights that she's had 21 wins, 4 losses, and 0 draws, to Penna, who's had 11 wins, 4 losses, and 0 draws. Okay, the height advantage is going to go definitely in Amanda Nunes. You look at both of these stands; they're both orthodox. The single arm pressure from the boxing stance side of things is definitely going to go on Amanda Nunes' side. So you think about all the things you could tick off as a fighter. I think Nunes, with the power that she has and the individual as an athlete, you can't honestly say that she's going to lose. I think if anything, it's a safe bet. And, she's got all the belts. And I think she'll be in that position for a very, very long time. And the reason why I say that is because you look at the upcoming girls in bantamweight and who they are to this day. Obviously, there's going to be improvements, and there's going to be other fighters that are going to come in and fight for the title fight. But I just don't see anyone within the bantamweight in the women's division that are coming up to actually, stop Amanda Nunes. She is a great fighter. She's got much respect for a lot of fighters as well. And she's just very humble. They've just recently had a baby as well. So, there's a bit more motivation behind what she's doing and with the belts that she's got. I mean, look, at the end of the day, guys, like I said, you can't go wrong with Amanda Nunes, because I just think and honestly believe that with the power that she has and the boxing stance that she brings to the game, I mean, look, this could go a whole different way. You look at Penna, who's a wrestler. She's done incredible work, and she's come from a lot of places. You know what I mean? You look at the difference in terms of takedown advantages; it's pretty much nearly the same. And that's why I'm saying this could go both ways. But look, if this goes to the ground, Amanda Nunes, hands down, with the power and the strength that she has, will be able to knock out Penna. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's in round 1. Okay, Amanda Nunes is known for her power, and this is one that I believe that Amanda Nunes will win. All right, on to our final main card. Man, the lightweight title fight between Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. I give credit to Dustin Poirier. He's fought Conor McGregor twice. He's won both of them. He's come from a long way. He's been on a long journey. He's gone up a weight division. He's dominated that weight division. And you look at Oliveira, he's a young guy, humble beginnings, came from nothing, was living in the gym, he was living in a small house with his mother and grandmother, and he's recently had a child. So, this is one that you could share a story, you know what I mean? Like, you could literally make a film on this guy and say what a champion he truly is. But you look at the reach between these two fighters, and I think Oliveira beats Dustin Poirier. With the stance that he has, with the 1s and 2s, he's able to knock down his opponents. You look at Michael Chandler. He was able to knock out Michael Chandler in the second round to take home the title fight. And if you look at Michael Chandler and Justin in the previous fight, those are two warriors, man. Like, they're crazy. For Michael Chandler to come out at the end and say, "Are you not entertained?" And that's a gladiator moment, if you know what I mean. So, two guys born in the wrong era, but they went out. Like, they just wanted to kill each other. And I think no one could get the job done. But you look at Oliveira, he's been able to knock out Michael Chandler, and I just think He's got great power, and a lot of people would just think that he's good with his submission game. He's an all-rounder fighter too, and you look at Dustin Poirier. This is what I mean. I'm going to be going back between both fighters, and I think Dustin Poirier is a veteran. He's a veteran, but the only problem Dustin Poirier faces is that it takes him a little while to warm up, to understand the fighter and what's going on, and that could be the turning point for Oliveira. Oliveira is known for hardcore submissions. You look at most of his takedowns, you look at the strength that he has, you look at his submission rate, it's incredible. Like, if you're standing up against Oliveira, you're taking a few combos, 1-2s and legs, or straight kick to the body. He could easily just smother you up, take you straight to the ground. Within seconds, you're already in a submission. And you're fighting for your life to get out of it. And let me tell you, it's difficult. If you're an actual boxer and kickboxer, going into a fight with a guy who's known to have jiu-jitsu background, I'm telling you, you might as well pack your stuff and go, because I'm telling you, it's a total different game when you get taken to the ground. And trust me, I've been there before. Submissions are very hard to lock out, okay? It can be done. There's rare occasions, but you'll be on a suicide mission, if anything. You'll be literally choking yourself up, trying to get out of it and fight for life and death. Okay, and that's what fighters do, and that's what they're known to do. Okay, they want to win the fights. That's why they're true warriors. That's why I love this stuff, because no one wants to go into a fight and just lose for the sake of it. So, looking at Dustin Poirier, he takes his time. Round two and three, that's when the fire's going. And if this is 5 rounds, I do worry a little bit for Oliveira. And I think to get the job done from both fighters, will either have to be Oliveira taking it into the first round, putting high pressure on, taking Dustin Poirier to the ground and getting a quick submission. If that's the case, but then again, Dustin Poirier being a veteran and how strong he is, he could break free of the submission. If you look at Dustin Poirier, right, and Khabib, that fight between those two fighters, Khabib put so much pressure on Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier went back to his corner and basically was like, he is too strong. So that's why I believe Dustin Poirier, he's got a wrestling background. He's got a good stance. He likes to throw the wide punches. He's great at boxing. Oliveira, I think if he closes the distance, get in, fight on the backbone a bit, and then take Dustin Poirier to the ground and be able to win by submission. Okay, by submission. You're taking a southpaw versus orthodox fighter here, and you look at the submission takedown, you're looking at 44.74% on Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. So my pick overall is going to be definitely Oliveira. I really believe that he's going to be champion to go into the next fight and fight Dustin. I believe Oliveira is going to be able to be champion for a long time. Dustin Poirier, being a veteran, he's fought some tough guys, but I think he's got a different way about things because he's a businessman. He's been smart about it. He's made some good money off Conor McGregor, which is every fighter, what they want to do is make a lot of money, get in, get out. So I think at the end of the day, my pick for this one, it's a tough one, guys, but this is my pick, and I'm going Oliveira. You might say that I might be crazy here with Dustin, but look, I believe in rounds 2 and 3, if it goes to distance, it could go Dustin Poirier's way. But I really believe in the first round, Oliveira would want to be closing the distance, getting in close, taking him to the ground, wrestling with a bit, and I think you'll see what he's all about. So guys, that is my pick. I'm so excited. This is the last fight for the year. UFC 269, guys, if you haven't already pre-booked your tickets for this, please get on pay-per-view and book it because this is going to be a great fight. It's going to. I won't be surprised if it's going to be a sellout stadium. So, guys, they are my pick. Be responsible. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys on the next video. I'm going to be doing this for a long time too, so I'm going to be breaking down every other fight that's yet to come. So, guys, take care, be safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.